group too. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Camera Life podcast. This is the random show, and it's Saturday the 30th of June. It's the last day of the Australian financial year. So if you need to get any purchases in before tax time, you've got a handful of hours. Get onto it. But tonight is a very special edition because we're actually joined by a special guest who we'll get to in just a moment. But we are going to be discussing the Ballarat International Foto Biennale. I hope I've pronounced that right. 2025. It's a massive photography festival held in Central Victoria every 2 years. And we are joined tonight by the CEO and artistic director. It's pretty greedy having two titles, I must say. But we are joined tonight by Vanessa Gerrans. Welcome to the show, Vanessa.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here. I wish there were two. I wish they could be split.
Yeah, or maybe two salaries. Two salaries would be good, wouldn't it? And obviously, we're also joined tonight by Lucky Straps founder, Justin Castles. G'day, Justin. How are you?
Evening, everybody. Good evening. Hi,
Long
Vanessa.
time no talk.
Lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And, of course, Jim. Round of applause for Jim, everybody.
Just Jim.
Just Jim.
Just Jim.
Hey, guys.
Jim. Well, because every time I go to say your surname, I get it wrong, and then I feel stupid because I muddle. No, I can't. Anyway, moving right along, everybody. As I mentioned, this is the Camera Life podcast, and it is proudly brought to you by Lucky Straps, makers of fine leather camera straps from Bendigo, Victoria. And just a reminder, if you're watching or listening along, either live or down the track, please give us a like. It helps us out a lot with the algorithms. And make sure you subscribe and tickle the bell, because then you get notified of upcoming events. Gives you some time to prep, grab a bevy, get comfy, and dial in for some Camera Life action. As I mentioned, we are joined today by Vanessa Gerrans, who is the CEO and artistic director of the Ballarat International, such a long name, Foto Biennale. Is there an acronym that we can use that's quicker?
Yeah, I was wondering that when we were prepping the show. Do you have like shorthand that you guys use internally for the show?
We these days go Ballarat Photo because it's a mouthful to answer the phone.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, spell check doesn't like biennale. Is that a made up word? Are you guys posh? Like, what's going on there?
Italian. Pretty sure it's Italian. I'm pretty sure that's why we went for photo with an F also. But all of these things can be blamed on Jeff Morefoot, who founded the festival in 2009 in Dalesford. So he probably is overseas at the moment. So
we can load it onto him, and he'll never know, never be the wiser.
Exactly.
All right. Well, before we jump in, do you want to say a couple of quick good evenings there, Justin?
Yeah. The chat's quiet, but our core friends are here. Paul says hello and hooray for Monday night. Philip Johnson, good evening. Good to see you, Philip. And of course, the one and only Bruce Moyle. Good evening, Bruce. Good to have you with us.
Bruce.
Yeah, quiet though. Quiet out there on the internet land tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, and Brendan Waits.
A Monday and the last day of the financial year.
Could be that.
Maybe.
People might have actual jobs.
They're doing tax time stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone's at JB Hi-Fi buying appliances. Who knows?
Could be. Good to have you with us, Brendan.
Let's
that's a great question for later on. Just quickly for Brendan, think about this, Brendan. Later, we'll I want to find out. Did you have to do like crazy stock take today at your camera store? Was it like hours of counting things? We'll talk about it later. And David Leparati, of course. Good to see you in the chat. Bruce has got a comment here. Jeff is always on travels overseas, showing the world his beard. Is that a thing? Takes his beard on tour.
Is that a fair assessment, Vanessa?
It's a pretty fair assessment, yes.
Yeah. Do you know Bruce? Have you heard of Bruce Moore? Do you know Bruce?
Don't think so. Sorry, Bruce, if that's not the
right.
case. I lately have met a lot of people. So,
I
bet.
Yeah.
All right, let's get stuck into first. Let's find out just a little bit about you. So you, as you mentioned, Jeff founded the festival, Ballarat Photo, in 2005, and you joined the crew as CEO and artistic director. Was that last year?
It was in 2022 I joined.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So, yeah, the festival started in Dalesford, actually, in 2005. And then in 2009, outgrew Dalesford to an extent and moved to Ballarat, 2009. And then I had been working at the Warrnambool Art Gallery. Actually hadn't really been to Ballarat very much, if at all. Had definitely not seen a festival before, shamefully. So it was a pretty interesting learning curve about, like, not without its benefits, to actually have to really understand what the festival is, why people love it, and then do one.
Yeah, no pressure. Hey,
steep learning curve.
Very steep. Now we've been to a photography festival on the other side of the state in Bright. We went last year to the Bright Festival of Photography, and that's a fairly, I'd like to say, loose unit of an experience. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty wild. What did we say the other night? There's shenanigans, tomfoolery, and ballyhoo aplenty at the Bright Festival. How does Ballarat compare, do you think?
Yeah, what are some words?
Awesome.
It is pretty awesome. It's very different, I think, but it's pretty awesome. Yeah. What are some words that would describe the Ballarat? I can't even get the whole thing out without stuttering over my words. The Ballarat International Foto Biennale.
Yeah. No, it is tricky. Well, I mean, it's a fairly well-established festival. This is the 11th edition. And they're good words from Bright, but without referring to, I don't know, the BFG for other words for it, I think it's a bit of a beast. Like the bigger your festival becomes, it's not always the case that, you know, your team grows with it. It's just this sort of passionate group of curators, photographers, also bringing it together, and it can sometimes swell out of probably into the land of Bright craziness. It's chaotic, but it's nice because it also takes place in a regional place against the backdrop of Ballarat's heritage architecture, which is it's quite awesome to come to one place with like a great architecture and just be completely immersed in photography wherever you go. And that's slightly for us a result of our program works with a core curated program. So we select shows for indoor and outdoor venues around town. And then we have an open program component where, this year we've got more than 100 artists who are involved, and we pair them, help them work with local venues like businesses, cafes, restaurants. So pretty much everywhere you go in Ballarat, you will see some form of photographic work, and that's pretty rarefied experience, I think.
Yeah.
So it really envelops the whole town for those. So just for those that aren't aware, it runs from the 23rd of August to the 19th of October this year, I think. Is that right?
Yes, it does. Yeah. Yep. So it's a 60-day festival every 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I ask a question on that?
60 days.
I've never. Yeah, it is quite a long festival when you consider BFOP's 3 days.
We feel it.
Vanessa, why was the decision made to only hold it every 2 years? Do you know the kind of what led to that?
That's interesting. I think it started life as a biennial, and it probably has just this sort of cyclic, the amount of time it takes to put on a production this big. And this distributed around town. If I had $1 for everyone, every time someone asked me what we do in the off years, I think, it's not that we have our feet up on the desk. We're scrambling and, contacting people and generally on several different time zones to try and bring all of this together. So I would say that would be why, but it worked.
Yeah, fair enough.
It also means you can have a much cooler name, Greg.
True.
The annual
add an Italian word
Yeah.
at the end of your festival, can't you?
Yeah.
BFOP doesn't have that. And please, I apologise. I can't speak for the others if I make reference to BFOP. It's the only photography festival that I've ever been to, despite my years as a photographer. So we skipped ahead a little bit there. I just wanted to dive a little bit deeper into your experiences. So you have a master's in art curation, and you obtained. Did you guys hear that question?
We're losing you. We're losing you a little bit. Are you guys losing Greg, Jim, and Vanessa as well? Yeah. I think your internet's a little bit funky down there, Greg, in Melbourne.
All the kids are playing video games online. That's what's going on.
Lock them out.
Anyway, sorry, Vanessa. You've got a master's in art curatorship from Uni of Melbourne, and you've worked in a number of galleries or you've worked in this sort of industry in the past. My question, however, is: do you consider yourself a photographer?
Not in the presence of you lot, but I trained in visual arts in West Australia, where I'm from, and there was a darkroom, and I did take photographs. So technically, there was learning involved there. Lesser on the kind of curatorial side, because that sort of, I learned pretty quickly. It's difficult when you're an artist to have a discernment process. It's not something I have necessarily about myself. I quite prefer applying that to other people and helping and sort of helping other people achieve their ideas. So, does that count?
Definitely.
Yeah, I'll give that a pass. Absolutely. And look, hey, you trained in a darkroom. Most of the people we get on this show don't even know what a darkroom is. So,
that's right.
Full credits to you.
Thanks. I was trying not to say like another way of looking at some of the cameras that I've seen lately is like a piece of jewelry. I'm not sure if that counts, but it did cross my mind that I might wear some of them. They're very beautiful.
Do you remember any that you were looking at?
The BFs.
The
Sigma.
Yeah.
They're pretty nice.
They're pretty nice.
Yeah, very fancy.
Anyway.
Yeah, I had a friend who went to a hands-on in Melbourne last week where Sigma brought out a couple, and he studies industrial design, and he thought they were pretty cool. Although he didn't like the button placement, he thought the buttons were a bit small and fiddly. But yeah, from a design perspective, it's something that I certainly am attracted to. It's a beautiful looking camera.
Yeah, it's an artist's camera.
Yeah,
sure.
You could pair that with a lucky strap.
You could.
Quite the statement piece. Yeah.
Well played, Jim. Well played.
Use code Jim for a discount. I've just given up. So sorry, Vanessa.
I'm not a photographer. I'm a curator.
No. We sell lucky straps. That's our core business. But we offer discounts to our viewers. Yes, we are putting some in your shop for the
plan.
festival. But we offer a discount for viewers of the show, and you can either use code Greg, code Jim, or code Justin to receive the discount. And so far, Jim is somehow winning, only because most of the people watching are lazy and kind of don't want to type more than 3 letters to get a discount.
We think
this is what consumerism has done to us.
Yeah. So
anyway,
I think it might be his lighting in the background. That was pretty cool too.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You know what? I want to. Actually, have you got more Vanessa questions?
No. You fire away, boss.
I'm really interested to know, from the perspective of the festival, if you were going to attend, this question's been playing on my mind for a long time. How much planning do you need to do to attend to make sure that, like, are there only certain things at certain times that you can see, certain days throughout the 60 days? Like if you were just going for, say, 1 or 2 days, a weekend or something like that, can you see do you have the opportunity to see everything, or are some things only on certain weekends? Is there a schedule? How does that actually work?
Yeah. So all of the core shows are on at the same time for the full 60 days. You can buy a ticket at any time, and you can see all of those shows in a day, too, if you want to make it a great, trip away to Ballarat. Because there are 100 distributed venues in the open program, those can be more targeted, and they can be according to venue hours. So some tend to have a variety of hours. All of those are listed in our festival guide. So that would be the place, and on the website. Not yet, because we're still finalising those. But pretty soon we'll have that out. But the core program you can see, and on top of that there's an event program which sort of also cycles. So something every weekend, sometimes on other days here and there. If you had, a particular event that you wanted to see, you would probably choose, that weekend to come and see the program. But it's always open.
Okay. And are there any major events? Is there like a major is the opening weekend bigger than average, or the closing weekend, or anything like that? Like, is there a particular time where it's like that's the one that's a great time to go, or is it not really?
The opening launch, which is on the first weekend of the festival, so the 23rd and the 24th of August, is a fun time to come because a lot of our artists are present. So we will have, this year we have Campbell Addy visiting from the UK with his British Cameroonian set designer. They'll be here. Heaps of other photographers tend to gravitate towards that opening launch. So if you want to, bump into photographers in the street, that would be the time. Same with the closing weekend. But outside of that, what we've tried to do this festival is to highlight different weekends. So we've got launch weekend, then we've got an open program weekend showcase, and the sort of artists will come together around that weekend. There's a photo book fair oriented weekend, etc. Sort of there's prizes towards the end because that gives everyone with the People's Choice time to cast a vote, that kind of thing. So prize announcements towards the end, always something on.
Okay. It's actually a question here from Bruce. Bruce Moyle wants to know, how do you curate the program?
It's a good question. And so we don't operate on an expression of interest, like a formal expression of interest, like some other festivals might do. We research and we connect with artists over time. Something that might work for a particular time doesn't necessarily apply in other years. So we look with a longer lens. I'm talking to people who were interested in the 2023 festival. They might work out this year. It might be a 2027 thing. And so, like, logistically, because we've got so many different venues and they're changeable, sometimes something just naturally fits into a particular venue according to our theme, because the festival has a sort of overarching theme which we choose, and and then connecting with artists. People still reach out to us or put forward proposals, and all of those we, with the sort of curatorial team, will review, and hopefully they'll go in one year or another. I don't know if that's there also is, the festival tends to have, because we're an international festival, key international shows that we bring in. In 2023, we had Platon, we had Polaroids from Andy Warhol. 2025, we have Campbell Addy, who's a fashion photographer, and Mapplethorpe we've announced, a few others. And then as many Australian artists as we can fit, because it has the benefit of including, having Australian artists included and curated into an interesting lineup with international artists who are, and sometimes those international artists, I mean, it is interesting what the name recognition is on photographers generally, and the festival has a broad audience, not always technically, proficient in photographers or photography. They're also like a cultural loving audience, and so there's quite a lot of layers, and it's a bit of a matrix, the curating of this festival.
Yeah, I can imagine. And so this year, you've already mentioned a couple of names. You've also got, is it Catherine? You've only just recently announced Catherine Leroy's works from the 60s, from Vietnam. One-way ticket to Vietnam.
I'm pretty sure her name is pronounced Leroy, and just in case I think of she's a really interesting photographer, a photojournalist, who is not with us anymore, but we have a show called One-Way Ticket to Vietnam, and it's the images she shot in the 60s and 70s by year, so 68, I'm going to forget the rest, 60, 68, went back in 75, and then some 80s work. She went back again, not only to Vietnam. Catherine also went to Laos and was a well-travelled photojournalist, but she was one of the first female photographers present in the war in Vietnam, and it's a really fascinating, under-known and underappreciated perspective and body of work as a result. So it's very exciting to have this first show. There's a book being published on Catherine's work by the same name, which will be released and launched sometime during the festival, and the show and the book are complementary to one another. So the images are in black and white, mainly, some colour, and they show quite closeness to combat, but women generally in Vietnam at that time, I think, were a bit further back from combat lines, and in Catherine's case, it led to her, I suppose, documenting the sort of social experience of people in Vietnam at that time, and those sorts of works that they led to action in changing the perception in America and around the world about the war. And so in Catherine's case, with that show, the theme for this festival this year is life force, and it's sort of about energy and purpose, and it's a sort of basic idea, but the power of those photographs to change public sentiment is sort of why we went with her work in this festival.
I think it's a really important point that you raised, because I think in a lot of the bigger wars that have taken place over the 1900s, including Vietnam. Vietnam was probably the first one where journalism was really heavily involved. There was journalism involved in the Great Wars 1 and 2, but Vietnam really stepped it up. And you're right, it did have a huge impact and sway over public sentiment towards the war effort in most countries, but particularly here in the US and in the UK. And obviously since then we've seen, the Gulf War and the, all the other stupid wars that have been fought. We're bombarded with media and imagery. And I think this is a really important turning point in that style of photo documentary work. Out of the festival that you've got planned for 2025, what for you is the proudest or the one thing or the event or the name that you've grabbed that you are most proud of?
For the 2025 festival?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it might actually be Catherine, but I can tell you about the others. But I probably am most proud of the Catherine show because it's important and it's weighty, and it's a little bit difficult when you don't have a living artist and you're sort of working across time zones. But like that woman went to Vietnam when she was 21 with $100 and a Leica M2, and you know, that was her life, and she was very brave, and she broke a lot of barriers, you know, in a male-dominated world at the time. Haven't quite finished the curating of that show yet, but that one I'm pretty proud of. I'm pretty happy that we've got Mapplethorpe. That show is it's quite an elegant show. It's been curated by Edward Enningfull, who was the Vogue and Condé Nast editor for 2 decades, and it's 46 works in pairs, and I suppose listening to Edward talk about it, it's sort of an editorial influence that sort of led to his selection of those works. But it's really interesting to see Edward's choices of all the works that he could have chosen from the Robert Mapplethorpe Foundation. It's a lovely, elegant show, different from other Mapplethorpe shows that might come to mind. But I'm looking forward to that. It's a pretty big coup for Ballarat. Mapplethorpe has not shown in Australia since the 90s.
Wow.
I went to Sydney and Perth, but not Victoria.
Yep. Oh, congratulations. That is huge.
Wow.
And
we just
what about...
unboxed them.
Sorry?
We just unboxed them. I'm not sure if you call that, you know, condition reporting them from the crates, but they're beautiful.
That must have been fun.
So cool.
We love an unboxing here. We unbox stuff on this show all the time.
Nothing
exciting like that.
Nothing of that importance or value, or cultural significance either. And what about local talent? Who have you got that's sort of showcasing in 2025 in Ballarat that's local, or perhaps even someone who's just finished their studies? And I know that you've got I think you've got a grad program from memory reading about that. Talk to us a little bit about what's happening at a local level.
We do. We have a great show by an artist called Phong Nguyen, who is Vietnamese, and actually it's an interesting pairing synergy across the festival, given Catherine. That is a like inquiry, I suppose, into Phong's relationship with his father and family circumstance, and it's sort of a documentary style, I suppose. Phong was the winner of our grad photo prize last year, and so this is the culmination of that experience, which is also something I'm proud of, being able to do, platform emerging artists in that way. And then we're featuring some of the other winners and highly commendeds in an outdoor feature as part of the festival. Who else do we have? We have also an emerging photographer from Darwin. Her name's Leica McKellar, and she is doing portraits of First Nations families that she knows. It's part of her community, and they'll be produced on light boxes and a video as part of the festival. Another aspect of the festival I'm proud of, we have an initiative called the Fire Country Initiative, which is about supporting Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander artists to essentially do what they want. So instead of curating a show, a group show with Aboriginal artists, we just follow their their interests. And I suppose, as a form of self-determination, Leica wanted to show her community against the reality of those people's lives, like not necessarily shown in a bush context, but how they live. So I haven't seen them yet. I'm looking forward to seeing those works.
More unboxings.
Yeah.
With works like that, is that something that you would contact like a photographer about, and then they would then be shooting it, or is it usually works that's already been completed?
It's a bit of, I was going to say it's a bit of both. Most of, if not all, of the shows are Australian exclusives or world premieres. It's always been the case with the festival that they are shown first and only. So with Leica's work, we commissioned those. We were put in touch with Leica by Michael Jallery Torres, who is the founder of Black Lens. It's a photographer and videographer collective. You should interview Michael.
Making notes.
I've spoken with him a couple of years ago. They were going to get some custom camera straps done, and I don't think he ever decided on what sort of artwork or whatever. But yeah, I actually he would be great on the podcast. Actually,
yeah.
I'm sure it was It was Michael. It was definitely Black Lens.
Yeah, well, I think Michael put us in touch with Leica, and Leica's making a new body of work. That's what she's been wanting to do. And the same, with most works are commissioned, or in the case of Campbell Addy, he's showing he has shown once before an exhibition of the same name. It's called I Heart Campbell, but he's adding works, and they'll be shown in the feature in this beautiful heritage space we have in Ballarat called the Mining Exchange. It's just out my window. So it will be a different experience, new photographs and paintings and other things.
Yeah.
We didn't pull this comment up yet already, did we?
No.
Tim Siamas says, I saw Campbell Addy's story on Nat Geo's Photographer for the launch of his I Heart Campbell. I Love Campbell. Is it I Heart Campbell? Yeah.
Yeah.
Art show. Great win to exhibit it here. So that's cool.
Thanks, Tim. He's coming. He'll be here at the launch weekend. So he's very energetic, and he's very generous, and he's very interesting. So are the works.
Oh, nice. Very
cool.
A couple of other comments as well. What else do we got? RXA Photography says, bugger, I missed Platon. And question from Bruce. Bruce Moyle says, festivals like this are really expensive to run. How do you make sure you don't go broke, especially running it over that length of time?
It's funny you should ask that on the last day of the financial year, Bruce. We do have it is really challenging, and it's a competitive environment in entertainment. There's lots of things to do, and we're lucky because we have because the photography community, and they know that it's good quality, festival. It's certainly a good value festival, and so I think there's that. I mean, even the people in Ballarat, I would say, are quite well versed, having held and hosted photography over so many years. It sort of has built into sort of a heartland of photography here, it seems. But we have donors and supporters, which we're always grateful to. We do an awful lot of funding applications, and we've been quite lucky this time around to have some really fantastic sponsors and supporters. So I'm very excited to share those, because they're amazing coming up. So yeah, it's tricky. I'm
just going to bring up the website quickly, because there is a couple of ways on here that you can support You can donate if you just go to their website, Ballarat International Photo Biennale, but it will be on the link in our description. Click on that, and then if you go to support us, there's a donate button. But then there's also, I wanted to ask you about this. There's this membership where you can become a member or gift a membership to someone else. What's the deal with the memberships? Memberships
are a good way to be connected, and they also give you a good discount when it comes to buying tickets. So and in our shop. So it's a good time to buy a membership when we're about to launch a festival. So it's sort of a way to support us, but also a way to engage with the community in a festival year and in an off year. This is something that will grow and something I haven't talked about yet tonight, but we're in addition to the festival, we are also constructing presently the National Centre for Photography. It's in a very handsome building down the road in the centre of Ballarat, the former Union Bank. And so we're in an interesting time in this festival where we're sort of metamorphosising or transforming from a festival into a cultural institution that houses a festival. And so that membership will become more and more rewarding.
So with the construction of that new space, that means that you have year-round and off-year, I guess, access to promote photography, to celebrate it, to showcase it. Talk to us about what you guys are thinking around how you're going to curate for that other, 2 years minus 60 days.
Yeah, some of that is yet to be determined, but and we're sort of, it's under construction in stages, so we need to fundraise to get the upper levels of this building ready, but we will sort of occupy and grow the space. We've done some strategic work about the difference between photography and visual imaging, and like to what extent do we want to include digital imaging, that kind of thing. Do we want a photo book library? Like, we've been through this process, and I think not far after this festival is finished and we pack it up, I think probably we'll start reaching out to photographers and industry about coming together and actually voicing an opinion, because it's taken a little while during the construction process. There was a bit of COVID in between, and I would hope that there's an opportunity to hear from, like, how will this centre be a national voice for artists and people practicing photography. So we're not quite there yet, but that would be my hope.
Yeah. So is that sort of something that would be similar to like the AIPP, what that was in the past?
All the good bits. Like, I mean, like, people talk really fondly about what was, and it would be good to actually work that out, wrap it all up, and still have it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
Just before we wrap up, I'm just conscious of time, and we don't want to keep you away from your family for too much longer. But Vanessa, for those folks that are coming to Ballarat to see the festival, the Photo Biennale, what's the one piece of advice that you would give them? Whether it be, book a room, stay a weekend, go and check out something else that's in town. Because I mean, you mentioned earlier, and I've heard this from other photographers, that the festival is not just contained to sort of the one site. It's spread throughout Ballarat. There's other businesses will put images up in their spaces, cafes, and places as such. What's your ultimate advice to someone who wants to come and make the most of seeing everything that the festival has to offer?
Ballarat's pretty easy to get to on the train. It's an hour and a quarter on the train, or it's a 90-minute drive. I think the most to have a one night or a couple of night stays, we'll make the most of it. We do have offsite exhibitions and events. We have 3 exhibitions in Creswick, for example, at the RACV Goldfields site. One of those is Knee Journal, which is a journal that Campbell Addy founded. So it's sort of an expanded showcase of the work he's doing in the main show. Would be good to see the headline and then the Knee Journal at Arts House there. They've also got there's a cool event there on the launch weekend called the Art of Lunch, which is where 3 artists present a little bit about their work, and then the executive chefs will create a meal, entree, main and dessert, based on the artworks, and it's a wonderful experience.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, and we've got shows all the way up to the Pyrenees. A couple of the wineries out there, Dalwhinnie, Tartani, will have. So you could do, you know, a wine tasting tour at the same time, or you could stay in town and hang out at any number of the cafes, stay at one of the hotels. All of them will have work on.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible.
So this could be like a tax write off for photographers then, doing a winery trip.
Yeah.
For sure. There's got to be a way to make that work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very topical.
Not financial advice.
Yeah.
Excuse
Greg,
me.
you could visit.
I can?
You could visit, yeah, if you've not been before.
Yeah, no, I haven't been before. And for those of you watching or listening along at home, Lucky Straps will have a small presence at the festival. We're going to have some product available for anyone that's there. But yeah, we might organise a bit of a trip. Or,
we'll be doing a trip for sure.
Yeah, we'll be doing something.
It's crazy that I haven't been yet, but I kind of lived under a photographic rock for 10 years, I guess. So it's time. I wanted to go in 2023, but it didn't happen. But yeah, it's definitely time this year. So we'll be getting across and making the most of it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
One of your listeners was sorry not to see Platon, and that's the worst thing when people come and say, "Oh, I would have loved to have seen that." And that really was a good show, and he was amazing to see in person.
Yeah, well, we won't make that mistake this year. That's for sure. We'll be getting there.
We'll be there.
We'll be going to. I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but for us here in Bendigo, Ballarat is Shelbyville essentially. So we don't go over that way too often. Yeah,
but that makes you Springfield. So that's I don't know who's throwing stones here.
Same. All right, very good. Anything else for Vanessa? Or Vanessa, anything that you want to put out into the universe before we let you go?
No, it would be great to see people. It's we had 40,000 visitors last time. It would be lovely to have that kind of like vibrance and spirit this time. I think we will, not too much, just the right amount. But there is lots to like, and we've got dancing. We've recently discovered that some photographers also do boot scooting, and there is a nice variety. When the program comes out, have a read and make it out here if you can. And further down the track, and if you are a photographer, we do. We will respond to emails and like proposals or send your work through. If I'm around during the festival, come and say hello. We just would like to meet and connect with people.
Sounds good. Cool. Sounds good.
Well, we certainly appreciate your time. As does the chat. Paul says thanks. Bruce says thanks. Tim Siama says I'll be there opening weekend. Thanks, Vanessa, for sharing. So,
Tim is keen.
Yeah, Tim's very keen.
Yep.
I'll see you all in person, and I'm going to go and feed my kids. But
best you do that. But just before you run off, just wanted to say on behalf of us here, but also on behalf of those watching and listening along at home or at work or wherever you may be, thank you, Vanessa, for sharing your insights into the festival and giving us a better insight into what the Ballarat International Foto Biennale 2025 will all be about. We wish you all the luck all the luck in the world with the festival, but also with the ongoing projects around the Centre for Photography and the next festival in another 2 years. It feels so far away when you say it like that, doesn't it? But I'm sure for you it comes around very, very quickly. But look, thanks for joining us tonight. And I think we've also got some other guests coming up in the coming weeks that we're currently working through, who are exhibiting at the Biennale. And just in general, I've spoken to a number of our photography friends that have appeared on the Camera Life here with us, who are also going to Ballarat and have different parts to play in the festival as well. So we're going to be hearing more about that in the coming weeks and months. But the short story is wishing you all the very best.
Thank you, and apologise on my behalf if I didn't mention them, and they're about to come on your show, because there's 180 maybe artists this year, so I bet you I've missed them. But yeah,
no, that's okay. That's okay.
That'll be all right.
Yeah, they'll be fine. Yeah, they're in good hands. Don't you worry. But look, we'll let you get back to it. But thank you once again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in Ballarat.
Great. See you. Thanks.
Cool.
Thanks,
Vanessa. Right. Thanks, Vanessa. See ya.
All right.
There you go, folks.
I'm going to put me over here. How cool was that?
That's very cool. I learned lots about it. I mean, I've read a bit about it today, but
look, I didn't even use my graphic. Oh, there she is. Now I got to just move straight on to the next one.
It's too late.
Didn't even get to use your noise.
That's right. But there, that's very cool. We will definitely be going. We'll be getting across there. But I'm away for opening weekend, so I'll have to go to one of the other ones.
Yeah.
So we are doing the rest of the random show, though, for those of you that have joined us recently or that have been here since the beginning. It's time to, Bruce Moyle, now back to silliness. We've been holding it in the whole time.
I know. I was going to be so good.
I need a little bit of this just to get it back in the swing of things.
There we go.
Okay. Couldn't help myself. So that was cool.
That was very cool.
I think it's Biennale.
I don't know how to talk.
Fuck off.
Biennale.
So I've been hearing about it for a long time, since I was at uni, and that's how my uni lecturers used to say it, was Biennale.
Biennale. What did I say?
I could also be about to get roasted in the chat. So
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Greg's a wordsmith.
He's a wordsmith. Although he got one of the names mispronounced, so I enjoyed that part. That was my favourite part of the podcast, I think.
I did. But I'm glad she corrected me, because, it says Leroy.
Yeah.
But, there wasn't a little icon to press it and hear the computer voice say it properly. So
Bruce says Jim is correct. Rodney says Jim, correct Jim. Paul's with Jim.
Oh, fuck you all.
This is called the Jim Show. Okay,
this is the Jim Show. Use code Jim.
Hey, Greg, let's do this and watch him.
It's just me, apparently. Okay, so you guys coming back or not?
No.
See you freak out for a little bit.
You just never want to say that. No, you lost your confidence pretty quick, didn't you?
Yeah, like that. It'll be like that scene in Wayne's World where Wayne leaves and Garth's just there by himself. Like, no, just me.
No one wants to just look at my head.
I haven't watched Wayne's World for a while, I must admit.
Watch it. It gets better and better every time.
Yeah, right.
So good. And it's actually, watching it since starting this podcast, it's quite, I like it. Because, we've got a show now. And they've got a show. Their show was very cool. Should we bring up some comments? Why not?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. I don't actually know where we got up to because of the analog photography show from last week. So I don't know what comments I've read, what I haven't read. I don't know if I've just read them myself, but we haven't read them on the show. So I'm sorry if
2 weeks back, wouldn't we? Because you wouldn't have read them last week.
Well, that's what I thought.
Well, he did a couple.
Yeah, that's what I think I did a couple. So this is bad because I missed some, but not all of them. But let's just skim. Let's skim some of the older ones. Fantastic chat. Yeah, I think we read that one. All right. Let's just go to this week. David Mascara he said it was a really great show, the analog photography show. If you didn't see it, we had a whole panel of film shooters or ex-film shooters on the show and debated, is film worth it? That was on last Monday. Is it worth shooting film in 2025, or why bother shooting film? I think Greg said, why even bother when you've got Fuji's film simulations? And David Mascara says, really great show. Wish it was an afternoon show or US afternoon. So we'll do another one. I don't know if we can do it in morning time. Maybe see if we can drag some more film shooters. I did get a bit excited about film after it though, and ordered some stuff. Just coming up. It's coming up later.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a mini film project tomorrow too.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Talk about it after What's in the Box. And a great comment from episode 60. So going back a ways, where we talked about Photo Kaizen, which if you haven't heard of it, it's Matt Palmer's photo critique website, business service. I don't know what you call it. But basically you can submit a photo or a collection of images or a book, anything, and he will give you a very detailed critique of your work to help you improve your photography. Basically, it's like as if you entered it in a competition, but without any rankings or any, you're not necessarily putting it up against other people's work. It's just purely for your own development. And
Matt is an accredited and highly acclaimed photographic competition judge.
Yes, as well as multiple award winner of his own work as well.
Yeah.
So this was from at 2.28 photography, which is that?
Paul?
Is that Paul's profile pic? Is this you, Paul?
Same. Is this another burner account?
This is another burner account. Anyway, after using Photo Kaizen a couple of times now, I can attest to the excellent detail and thoroughness of Matt's photo critique. He has been able to identify weak spots in the editing workflow that I've missed and provide specific technical advice on how to go about fixing them in Lightroom or Photoshop. Similarly, he also explained how to optimize the image for printing. Great value for money and an excellent alternative to entering a regular photo competition for a rating or score. Justin and Greg have uploaded their photo critiques on the Lucky Straps blog for this episode and will give you an idea of what to expect. Yeah, we did do that.
We did. It is Paul.
Yeah, it is Paul. I don't know why it comes up different. I'm telling you guys, if you set up a burner account, you got to do a different profile pic.
No, I don't think it's a burner account. I think that's like isn't that like the account name?
It's the handle. Yeah, it's the handle, whatever. But still, it's funny. Also, from Paul, as we were discussing on the Nick Fletcher episode, who Nick Fletcher co somethinger of the BFOP photography festival.
He founded BFOP, but he now runs it with Matt Crummins.
Absolutely the opposite of the Ballarat International Foto Biennale, but in their own great ways, the opposite ends of two different spectrums. I think the strength of BFOP is the absence of a green room whereby instructors are forced to mix with us punters, aka the great unwashed. Yes, and that is true. Another comment on Nick Fletcher's episode, which was a great episode, from Dave Fluttersuck. Wow, what a podcast and what a guest. Nick is a true legend of photography. His work is breathtaking and such a decent human being. Well, I think he missed out. And it was great to see someone finally calling out Matt Crummins as bullshit. I'm not sure Matt has even seen a GFX 100 RF, never mind actually used one.
And then he's answered his own
and then
comment.
Nick Fletcher has jumped in the comments to get involved with the people that have watched his show. Thanks, Dave. That's really lovely. Matt is not such a bad guy, but he is deeply mistaken about most things.
That's how you burner.
Yes, that is how you do burner account.
For those of you that may be watching or listening along, and I'm pretty sure he's changed the name. I'm sure
it was Clutterbuck. It was Clutterbuck, and he's changed it to Fluttersuck, or he's made another one.
No, but that might be like how Paul's is coming up. That it's Paul, but it's also two.
Oh yeah,
photography. So yeah.
Very funny, very funny. I don't know what else has happened in the. I don't know. Nev made some cool comments about the what did you get? The XE5 and that sort of stuff, the lenses, and also what else happened? Anyway, lots of things. Oh, I don't know if we read this out. So talking about the X half.
Yeah, they've all started arriving for people.
Yeah, at Gareth Davies 9141. Did I read this out? After receiving mine, I received mine yesterday. It's a fun camera. Came across your podcast while looking for reviews of it. Your shows are awesome. Thank you. We've been trying to tell everybody. Can't wait for the XE5 to arrive in August. And then I replied and asked for him to elaborate. And Gareth Davies 9141 says, "Hi Justin. The image," because I said, what do you think of the image quality and the shooting experience? Image quality is fine for a smartphone screen, and nowadays most people just look at photos on smartphones, not big screens, and even fewer people purchase prints. The shooting experience is fun. You don't need to think about ISO. You see something, you shoot it. It's a bit too plastic. I'd prefer a better feel to the lever, especially at the price. It's a bit slow, which is strange considering the processor is good, but it's quirky. It slows you down in a good way. The experience for me is not only taking the photo though. People will see this camera and they talk to you. It's like a few years back before COVID, I'd been doing a paid shoot at a music event. I would walk around taking photos with the X-T2. People see the dials and ask if it's film. You lie and you say yes. No. You talk to them.
Here, have a look at one.
I'd carry an Instax printer and give them their photo along with a business card. This camera could get you work by opening up a dialogue with new people. So yes, it won't replace the XH2S for my main photography, but it will complement it. I pre-ordered the silver XE5 with the pancake lens. Never owned an XE camera before. I still have an X Pro 3 and will continue to use that. But the XE5 looks like a really nice camera. Greg, Gareth has you beat for #1 Fuji fan.
Might do.
I'm going to heart that.
Might do indeed.
Yeah, very cool.
Gareth is Greg's burner account.
I see. I see.
I have enough trouble keeping up with my standard one. I don't need a second.
Bruce says, I'm only halfway through Nick's interview and damn, some of it is funny. Yes. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was a good.
I got to make some clips of him calling out Matt. I got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, guys, if you're new to the channel, new to the show, you're watching or listening, whether it be live or down the track, we did interview Nick Fletcher, who was the founding father, we'll call him, of which makes Matt Crummins the founding mother of BFOP, the Bright Festival of Photography. But Nick is an amazing street and two-wheeled sports photographer. He shoots bikes, BMXs, mountain bikes, trail bikes, road bikes. If it's got two wheels, he's in love. So make sure you go back and watch that episode and give us a like.
He's a solid camera nerd too. Solid camera nerd. Like he enjoys the gear, enjoys talking about cameras, different brands, lighting, all that stuff. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a really good episode.
Yeah. But also, as Greg said, give us a like. Sorry, I cut you off when you were about to do the big give us a like and a comment and all that stuff.
All right. But can I just finish what I was going to say?
Sure.
Yeah. Justin, is that all right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks. Just give me a sec.
Now it's good.
But yeah, no, if you are new to the channel, this is the Camera Life podcast. Monday nights are our random photography show. We did have a guest on tonight. That was a scheduling thing to suit Vanessa. But usually Monday nights, just a random. We talk about a random show. We talk about news, rumors. We look at images we've shot during the week. We talk about projects, whatever else is going on. But every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, the Camera Life airs live once again. And every Thursday we interview a guest who is 99.99% of the time a photographer. We talk about their craft. We talk about their inspirations, their journey, and their current body of work and what they've got coming up. So make sure you dial in for those as well. I'm done.
Okay. I was going to talk over you at the end, but I didn't. All right, shall we move on to the
next section?
The next segment? I got to get my sound effect back in action. All right. News and rumors.
News and rumors.
What do you got for us?
A couple of bits and pieces, snippets, shall we say? Some lighthearted stuff, some heavy hitting stuff. This is one that tickled my fancy. Hang on, I haven't brought it up on the screen. Sorry, everybody. There's a new app coming. I think it's an app. There probably is already one out there, but anyone that owned a Game Boy back in the day, did you own one, Justin? You're of an age.
I can't remember if I ever owned one. I never had one when all the cool kids had one. I vaguely remember a clear one. I think I got it when they were no longer cool anymore. Yeah, you know, like they'd sort of passed, and sense. I think I got a secondhand clear one, which was had Tetris maybe.
Yeah. What about you, Jim? Were you a Game Boy?
No, I was never that cool.
No, you weren't. Were you?
No, I wasn't too young. I was. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's this thing coming. Is it an app? I should know this because I chose it. They're basically creating like an emulator that turns your smartphone into a Game Boy camera. So back in the day, Nintendo put out the Game Boy, which up until recently was the best-selling handheld gaming device, and you could buy a little camera, little black and white, very rudimentary, but you could also attach your Game Boy with the camera to a Nintendo-made printer, and you could print these little pixelated, I think they were 8-bit. I might be wrong. Bruce Boyle will correct me if I'm not. It's a 256 by 224 resolution, 4-shade grayscale palette. And basically with the Game Boy, you could go around with your gaming device and you could take photos, kind of like what you do with a mobile phone now. And this company is looking to emulate that for nostalgia's sake. So, yeah, that's that one.
Looks pretty cool.
I think it's all right. Next bit of news.
My Canons are better.
Oh,
great.
Are they? Next one. While we're on the topic of toys and nerdism, a photographer brings action figures to life as cinematic masterpieces. So this is an article on Petapixel. It's just one of an emerging collective of people that use scale figurines, typically from popular, from pop culture. Star Wars is a big one here, but people do it with all sorts of anime figurines and the like. And they create these scenes using the figurines. And there's a couple that I follow on Instagram. One of them is called Sergeant Bananas, and he creates scenes, and he'll use real fire. He'll use fireworks to create explosions. He'll use a smoke machine. He'll use misting devices, and he'll create these little miniature sound stages almost to create these kind of replicas of, Star Wars kind of scenes with toys. And I've actually done a similar thing years ago. I wrote an article for Shock Kit. I wrote two. One was about Lego photography, and the other one was more specific about general, just about toy photography. And if you're looking, if you've laid up for some reason, you can't get out and shoot what you want to shoot, or maybe winter's not your time to go out and about, it's a really fun genre because you don't need a lot of gear. You've probably already got the gear you need. And if you've got some figurines, or you order a couple off Amazon, you can create these little sort of scenes and create your own little mini dioramas with special effects and lighting effects and all sorts of things. Anyway, I thought it was worth sharing because it's a little bit of fun, and it's a genre that doesn't get a lot of publicity. Toy photography for fun. Here's an Alien versus Predator one, and more of the Star Wars.
Cool,
nice.
I've
never tried it. The closest I've got is driving around little rock crawlers with my nephews, and I film them down low, and it looks was that R2D2? Yeah,
I looked a lot bigger the first time.
I've never gotten too excited about the toy photography. It is very cool though when they make it look so real. And
because you've been photographing your little remote control cars, haven't you?
I haven't. I would actually like to do it properly one day. I've just been doing it with my phone just because we're just playing around, having a bit of fun. But one day I'm like, I might try and do a photo that looks cool with this, I think, because they look pretty fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah.
Why not? Next bit of news. So we've been talking a lot recently about film. We had our analog show last Monday night. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch it, please. Joined by three either current film shooters or past film shooters to talk about why we shoot film in the digital age. And the reason why we scheduled that show is that one, we don't want film photography to be seen as a dying art, but two, brands are doing more and more incremental increases in supporting analog photography. So last week we talked about how Leica just released a new monochrome film. There was a Chinese company, and I can't remember their name off the top of my head. They also just released a new 35mm film. And today on Petapixel, they reported that they don't know whether it's a glitch, like an error on the website, but it looks like Fujifilm are reintroducing two previously retired film stocks. So for anyone that isn't aware, Fujifilm have been making film for decades and decades, and a lot of their film stock that they used to have, they've retired, especially when digital was introduced, and the film age kind of almost came to a complete end. But according to this article, Fujicolor Superior Extra 400 and Fujicolor Pro 400H are making a comeback. These products appeared on Fujifilm's film website, complete with all the specs and information about the style of film and the shooting and the outcomes that you get from it. So still waiting to be seen whether this is actually legit or if it was just actually a website glitch that republished an old page. So we're still waiting for an outcome on that one. But if it's true, it's pretty exciting to see a legacy brand like Fujifilm reintroduce something that retired because of low demand. If this is reintroduced, then it speaks of the growing demand of film photography, and maybe Fujifilm making yet another brave step in that market. Sorry, Jim, I mentioned Fujifilm several times there.
It's interesting. So that check this out. I just found this while I was tidying it up. Is it going to focus? Come on, just take over. There it is.
Canon. Ooh.
It is.
Where'd you find that?
Hiding in my office, not in the fridge. So we'll see what it's like. But it is the Superior Extra 400.
Oh.
So I'll save that for a little.
I wonder how many 40-degree days that survived.
Rainy day. Yeah, look, I think it'll make it better. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Whilst we're on the topic of film, I want to jump to the next one. Yet another article that came out in the last couple of days. Color 200 is a new negative film available in cartridge and bulk rolls. So we've seen examples in the past of brands putting out, short batches or runs of repurposed film. This company's gone the extra mile, and they're actually offering, a canister of film that you can actually use and load it onto your own spools and go from there. So yet another sign that film is not dead.
No. Cool. That's interesting.
Yeah. No. And especially with Leica, with everything happening, it's making a comeback.
Yeah, it is. Speaking of Leica and film cameras, sloppy segue, Justin. Thank you. Next little bit of news this week was that a Leica 0 series number 112 from 1923 auctioned for 7.2 million euros, which is about $4.85 Australian dollars. Unless I got my math wrong.
Slightly different. Holy moly. What would that be? 11 million Australian more?
The second,
I don't even know.
Second most expensive camera ever sold.
Whoa.
Hang on, let me ask. Hey Siri, what's 7.2 million euros in Australian dollars?
7,200,000 euros is $12,928,752.14.
Do you guys hear that?
Yep.
Wow.
So almost 13 million Australian dollars.
Yeah, that was a couple million off. Dang. That's an expensive camera. I bet it's got great micro contrast and 3D pop though.
It has a good IBIS. The images aren't loading for whatever reason, but I mean, look at it. It's a lot of money for a beat up old camera. Seriously, the least they could have done is cleaned it up a little. Oh, it's not
piece
loading.
of history.
Yeah, says you.
Yeah, it's a very expensive piece of history.
Did
And
you
look,
see
it comes with the receipt.
They also released a new edition. They love releasing new editions of the, what was it, of the M11, M6, something. But it was like the 1 millionth camera that they've made.
Oh, really? I didn't see
edition. Yeah.
Bruce said the red dot tax is real.
Yeah, that's a
Super
serious
real.
red dot tax on that one. Doesn't even have a red dot. It's pre-red dot.
It's probably fallen off.
Nasty.
And on the 29th of June, Leica celebrated their 100th year.
That's right.
From 1925 to 2025, which is pretty huge. Leica camera, I haven't shared it with you guys,
Hang on.
sorry.
What?
100 years of Leica.
Didn't you say that camera was from 1923?
I don't make the rules, Jim. I just read the news.
Don't look too closely, Jim.
Hang on, what did I say?
Everything we say on this show is
it was from
made
1923. Why is this only a...
Someone just got ripped 13 million.
I'm no mathematician, but...
No, you're right. It did say 1923, and this is 100 years from 1925. I'm sure they've been around longer than that, actually. 100 years of the 35 millimeter film camera. The Leica M11 100 years. They're bringing out a special edition. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about that.
That's great.
What else? Just very quickly, we haven't touched on this one for a few weeks, but I'll just jump in here quickly. So soon, Sony's USA price hikes hit today. That was on the 29th. What's today? 30th. And there was a list of some of the price increases. So a Sony A9 Mark III will jump from $5,999 up to $6,399. So that's like a $400 jump. That's pretty significant.
US.
That's US dollars, yeah.
Yeah, which is
less than 10%. You know, it's all in how you frame it. I wouldn't stress.
For that one, for the Sony FF6 has basically gone up 10%.
Yeah,
less than 10%.
Whatever. Bunch of bloody mathematicians on this show,
9.
I swear to God. And one more quick little news grab. While we're on the subject of film, it's not a film camera, but the Echo Lens digital film camera, it doesn't have a screen. Looks a lot like a hybrid Leica Fuji X100. Yep. I would imagine it's probably plastic fantastic.
Watch this space. You will see more of these coming over the next year.
Yeah.
You'll be able to jump on AliExpress and get 12 of these for $10 each within the next 1 to 2 years.
Is Lucky bringing one out?
Shh, don't tell anyone yet.
The brown
we haven't announced that yet.
No, we're not releasing a faux film. I think this one's got a winder, Greg. Correct? Like not a thumb lever, like a
it's got an old school winder on the back.
Yeah, like a, what do you call those ones, off the disposables type of winder. Yeah, like a thumb friction-y type disc.
I wonder if you can turn it off.
Turn what off? No, you cannot.
So imagine if you're taking, like, for no reason, you've just got to keep winding for no reason at all.
It's about the feel, Jim. It's about the feel. It'll make you more creative. Nick Fletcher's here. Don't panic. He's here now.
Oh, good.
Hey, Nick.
We've been talking about you.
Yeah, you got some really positive comments on your show. You should go and check them out.
Yeah. You got a real fan club going there.
I've got one or two more bits of news just before we go to the next segment.
Yeah, let's do that. This
one is first. How do you pronounce that strange phone brand that means you don't have a proper phone? Xiaomi?
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, they have unveiled smart glasses to rival Ray-Ban Metas. So they're basically the same. And they've got
like that look.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna make you do something with my AI glasses.
Yeah, he's like,
but yeah, they're the same kind of thing. 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. POV recording and similar sorts of. It says it's got more than double the runtime of Meta's smart glasses. Although I think Meta just released new smart glasses with Oakley that have more than that. So whatever, it's the same. All I'm saying is, this stuff's coming.
Yeah,
people are jumping in. It's not just a weird thing that Meta did anymore. Like, this is going to become a segment, and once they figure it out, which is going to take a few more years, all you fools will be wearing these.
Well, it's interesting.
That guy looks like AI.
He does.
He probably
the left side of his head doesn't look correct.
No.
The eye is too small.
If he hears this podcast, he's going to cry.
He might.
We
are the world's greatest photography.
Okay, maybe it's just the angle, but
yeah, maybe he's just really attractive and he's just got really great skin. Who knows? Yeah, I'm not saying that I find him really attractive. I just mean, he's clearly they've chosen him, whatever. Anyway, editor said, "Don't you dare." We saw when we spoke to Lucinda Goodwin a couple of weeks ago how she uses them, and I found that really inspiring. Like, she just basically, rather than, like we've seen Justin shoot video where he'll go around, he's taking shots, and he's got his GoPro or his little what's that little camera you've got, the Insta
Pocket 3, Osmo Pocket 3
mounted on that weird little thing that you made. So it records you doing that. You can just use the glasses and you can upload it straight to your phone, and and she's put it to really good use, amazing use.
Vertical only is a bit of a hold up for me, but I'm interested to give them a try. Need some decent light. Bruce says he saw someone using the Meta ones on a referee at an MMA live stream, and it was really good. So you could actually get the ref view. That would be that's pretty cool when they dive in and tear them off each other.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Love the Pocket 3. The Pocket 3 is great. Great.
Well,
quality.
I wonder if they'll add them to like AFL and the cricket, and like they brought in the third umpire. Isn't that what when they do the can we go to the video screen thing? And they mic up the umpires sometimes depending on the match. Maybe that's the next step. Pop a pair of Ray-Bans on them and you get like a really close-up view of the action.
It'll happen probably.
Next piece of news. Hang on. Oh, I've lost my sharing. Hold the phone. This is a very important one. The Canon R1 hits the fastest readout speed we've seen on sensors. I basically skimmed this article, so don't stress it. Just believe what I say. It is 50% faster than the next fastest consumer mirrorless camera, which is without a rolling shutter, which is the A1 Mark II, I believe. Where is that? Yes. It has achieved a readout speed of 4.1 milliseconds. That's nearly 50% faster than the Sony A1 Mark II at the same resolution and frame rate. Astonishing.
But don't Sony make the Canon sensors?
Take that, everyone. Yeah, but then Canon make it better into a camera.
How do they?
Basically, it said it's even a little quicker than the C400, which hit 9.5 milliseconds. This is essentially all with no, C400. It's still pretty fast. Yeah, it might not be as fast as like some crazy $100,000 camera, but faster than the C400. Bruce. Anyway, importantly, it's really, really fast. Canon's great. The R1's beautiful. I think this has nothing to do with photography. It's purely video testing that they did. But let's just roll with it anyway. And finally, Petapixel reports the Panasonic Lumix GM5 is the greatest digital camera ever made, and they are wrong. And that's all.
Okay.
The bold strategy on that article, but
I wonder how much they all paid for that.
It's an old camera. I think it's just it's what Greg would refer to as, what do you call them, Greg? A puff piece. It's like their opinion. It's just a filler camera. It's a camera that Chris Nichols, the guy that does the reviews, he really likes it. It's just one of his favorite cameras of all time. But he's wrong. Bruce says agreed, wrong, and Brendan Waits says the R1 is only $9,000. It's a bargain, isn't it?
Yeah,
worth it for that speed. Okay. Anything else?
No. I want to see what's in the boxes.
Yeah, okay. You want to see what's in the
We're getting
box?
through this episode. Look at us go.
Yeah, I know. Well, we've got to get to the last segment today. We actually really do. All right.
What's in the box?
What's in the box is...
You normally shake things a bit more viciously.
There's another one here too. All right. I've got a lot of boxes. Let's get the boring one out of the way first. I feel like I should... Hang on. I need to make my screen bigger. No?
No. Just
Yes.
No. Oh, man. No, I can't move. I'm stuck.
Don't move your head, Craig.
I'll try to get in the middle.
This one's even... It's got my name on it.
Come on, give me a kiss, Jim. Sorry.
Uma Thurman said, I'm glad Bruce got it. What's in that box? All right.
Oh, it's a box within a box. Oh, what have we got here?
Box number one. This one's a little off topic, but I've been waiting for this. The RF 20mm 1.4.
I thought that was going to be another Canon 50mm lens.
And I thought, they
Like
don't make
a
any other.
1.6 or something. They just bought a new one out.
Yeah. Well, I had the 1.2 and the 1.4, but the 1.6 really hits the spot.
Wow, it's a lot of box for a little lens.
Yeah.
That's compensating for something. Oh.
Nice, fancy.
So tell us about this purchase. Why did you go down this path?
Well, I used to shoot a lot with the Nikon 20mm 1.8, and I've very much enjoyed it. Jim shoots with it a lot. We've used them for Astro. I've traveled with it, used it in Tokyo. It's a great low light lens. And this is even greater because it's 1.4, not 1.8. And I think, oops, that sounded like it had something in it still. I think this, so now I've got this and the 50mm, which are, they're twins, you know, the 51.4, the 21.4, they're exactly the same size. Let me just confirm that. They seem the same.
Are they? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they look pretty close.
Yeah.
Identical. This one's about 15 grams heavier. They're the same size.
Just making...
And these two lenses would be a great kit to wander around with anyway. But what they give me now that I've got the 28 to 70 2.8 and the 16 to 28 2.8 is between these two lenses and those two lenses, I've got really great compact kits for a two lens solution. So I could take the 20mm 1.4 and the 28 to 70 2.8 and have a prime and a zoom that covers a good focal range, or I could go the other way around and carry the wide and the 50, the 16 to 28 2.8
yep.
and the 50mm as a prime for when the light gets low, depending on what I'm doing. Perfect.
Nice.
Or I could just take these two.
Congratulations. Right. New lens days.
Or the zooms.
Next. Actually, no. So we'll do this one last. If anyone can guess what camera is in this box by the time I finish opening the other box, so you have to be watching live to win this competition, I will buy you one of these cameras. You have to guess exactly what it is before I open this box.
Can I guess?
No.
I don't think you told me.
Hasn't told me.
Okay, you can guess. So can you, Greg.
What do you reckon it is?
I got no idea.
I reckon you got the X half.
And while we do that, we're going to open this box.
Ooh.
It's a film camera of some description, surely.
It's definitely not an X half.
Brendan Waite said Pentax K1000.
Oh, that's a great guess, but wrong. almost cut my hand off.
Is it like a Canon or is it way fancier and like a Leica?
I'm not giving you any clues.
Nah, he wouldn't have shaken a Leica box like that.
Yes, he would have. You don't know me well enough. Another good guess from Rodney, Brock's Brownie. Wrong. Good guess, though.
Does it work?
I haven't opened it yet.
Bruce says a Lomo Diana.
Good guess. Wrong.
It looked pretty light.
Yeah.
Do you have a Canon film camera, Justin? You did buy one, didn't you?
Yeah, he did buy one recently.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, okay.
EOS 1N. If anyone's selling a 1V, please contact me.
Paul says, is it a Trip 35?
Olympus Trip 35. Good guess. It is not a Trip 35. All right. Finally getting into this first box.
It's about time.
Yeah, wasting the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much this is costing me an hour?
Too much.
All right. Ho-ho. What do we got in the box? We've got, just to start off slow and steady, Kodak Gold.
Oh, fancy.
Bruce wants to know if it's an Olympus OM1.
It is not an Olympus OM1. Good guess.
And Rodney Nicholson, Polaroid.
That look, you can't really guess all Polaroids ever made. We need a model, but
you might be onto something there, Rodney.
It is not a Polaroid
No.
of any type.
Nah.
All right, what else we got? We've got Fuji 400. Yes. We've got Kodak 400 T-Max.
Oh, nice.
Ilford Delta 400. Professional. Because that's what I am.
Yeah, you're something.
Bruce starts it's a Leica M3.
Yeah, I wish it was a Leica M3. A Leica. It's the cheap.
Yeah, it's the Temu brand.
It's a Temu. 2 Hector 100s. Can you see if the last Monday's show had an effect on me at all?
Not at all.
2 Delta 100s.
Just in time for end of financial year.
Ilford XP2 Super 100. Come on, focus Canon. If I'm remembering correctly, I think this is the one that you use color processing on. I can't remember. I was trying to learn about film. Any guesses on that camera?
Yeah, there's Brendan reckons it's an Olympus Miju 2.
It is not. Good guess, though.
That's a good guess.
Whatever Joel was offloading. Joel had an X Pro 3 for sale for $1,300. I messaged him 17 minutes after it went up and I said, have you typoed that price? And he was like, nah, but it must be cheap because it's already sold. I said I would have bought it and I would have paid more than that for it.
He got the double.
Yeah. What else we got? We've got the Greg's favorite. Come on. Fuji Acros 102. As you can see, I'm trying to find my favorite black and white film, something with high contrast. I'm thinking it's going to be the Delta, the Ilford Delta, but we'll see. We've also got the Ilford Ortho Plus 80. Give that a test out.
So,
getting to the fun stuff now. What's in the? I don't even know what's in that.
Tim asked if it was a Minolta X700.
It is not a Minolta X700. Portra 400, just because I needed some more. Put that away. We got.
Are you going to put these in the fridge?
Hector E100. I'm going to ask John Lumina tomorrow whether you actually do need to store them in the fridge or if that's just an old filmer's tale. This will be my first slide film, transparency film, I think. So I'll probably muck that up. And finally, Cinestill double X negative. Yeah, no, it's not the one. It's not the 800T one that I wanted. This is black and white. And this I've never heard of. Ferrania? I don't know. What is it, chat? P30. Sounded good. The description sounded good. Anyway, that's it.
So where'd you get all of these from?
I ordered those from Walken's House of Film because they had the ones that I wanted in stock. I had a look at around. I don't know who's good to buy film off these days. If anyone has any recommendations, I tell you what, they arrived really, really fast. So
it's good. I've been getting a lot of social media posts, probably because we talk about film photography so often. And my phone's just sitting there. But I get a lot of social media posts from a couple of different new film labs. Can't remember what they are, so they're not that effective.
Last chance, anyone? Bruce was the closest, by the way. I'm not going to say which. I'm not going to say which Bruce, which one of his comments, but he was the closest.
All right.
He had a lot of comments.
That's an Olympus. It's a pen. Is it an Olympus pen?
It is not. Contacts, man. I wish. Nope. All right. The camera is.
You've really dragged this out.
A Lomo Sprocket rocket.
Oh.
Have you seen these things?
Yeah, I haven't seen the Sprocket rocket, but I've seen a bunch of other Lomo stuff.
It's it exposes across like a pano across the whole film, including to the sprocket. So it's like if you loaded 35 into a medium format back. Yeah, Bruce, damn, you were close. When you said Holger, I was like, oh no, he's onto me.
So how many frames does it take at once?
What do you mean? It takes one frame at once.
Yeah, no, but how many full frame equivalents is it across the?
Oh, I have no idea. What's that? A bit about 2? I think it does 12 off a roll or something like that. I actually don't know what the dimensions are of it.
Must be 3 then.
Yeah, that's pretty wide.
The unboxing experience is cool.
Tim said, buy the man a camera close enough.
If Bruce wants one. Oh, look, the back doesn't even hinge off. It just falls off.
Yeah, what could go wrong with your film?
Wow. Doesn't look very well sealed against light. This is a frame.
How much was it?
All right. So if anyone wants one of these at the moment, if you want to play around with some film, you can get them on the Lomo Lomography website for 69 Australian dollars. They're half price right now. So for a bit of film fun, I was like, why not? Unfortunately, there's no way for me to attach a camera strap to this thing. What if they just glue some lugs to the body? So yeah, that's what I bought, and I'm gonna put a roll through that tomorrow morning, I think, and then see if we can develop it when we go on our little film excursion tomorrow afternoon to Lumina.
Do you want to tell the peeps about that? Yeah,
we're going to go visit finally Lumina Labs in Kyneton, and because I think I've got 6 rolls of films I've been waiting to develop. I've just been lazy, and we're going to go down there and see if we can develop them and learn a little bit more about the lab, and also look at all of John's cool cameras, because I know he's got some Leicas there, and I want a Leica, so I want to touch one, an M6.
Yep.
I feel like he said he had 2 of them.
He did say he had 2 of them.
And I feel like he said, you can borrow one.
I think he meant like for a minute, not for like
when we were there.
Or like to take home. But I'll try and see what he says. But yeah, so I might. What does anyone have any suggestions? What film should I put through this Sprocket rocket as a roll? My first roll.
Let's start with your least expensive.
Yeah. Well, it is. So it's got
something that's easy to access.
It's got 2 aperture settings. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Sunny and cloudy. That's not white balance. That's aperture. It changes from like 16 to something like 11.4 or something like that. Bruce says, I shot the AIPP National Awards years ago with the Diana. My daughter shot my 40th on it too. so many multi-exposures.
Nice.
Yeah, they didn't have any of those in stock. Exy, what was that? I just joined. Look at him. He's on it. What was that?
Do it. Film.
did you have?
I smell film.
It's a sprocket rocket, if that's what you. It's not an actual cool lomography sprocket rocket. It's not a proper, film camera.
How much do you reckon it weighs?
Nothing. It's plastic. Maybe like a quarter of this. No, not even a quarter of that lens.
Like 100 grams, if that.
Yeah, if that.
It looked light when you're throwing the box around.
If it works, it works. Yeah. I'm excited to give it a go.
Well, there you go. It's already paid for itself.
Yeah. Fun times. But yeah, seriously, they're literally on discount closeout sale. So it's, not much more than just buying a disposable camera to have a bit of a play with. Bruce says, be careful with the sprockets. Easy to break them. Okay. I'll be careful. I am a bit worried about winding it because it's sort of got the two winders. It's very manual. Like you literally just turning dials. Yeah. You're just winding the film through. Yeah, it's not. There's no like gears or anything in there. You're just winding it.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll figure it out. What could go wrong? Nothing could go wrong. What else? Nothing in any other boxes. You guys got any boxes to open?
No. Well, I've got a whole bunch of them downstairs. Got an air conditioner.
Photography
TV.
Stuff.
Oh, no, not yet. That's on its way. Although I am going to order a lens to go with my camera.
I thought you said you weren't going to order a lens.
No, I'm not getting the 23 millimeter pancake lens that they're promoting with the XE5. I'm actually going for a different lens. I spoke to you about it this afternoon.
Did you?
But don't tell anyone. We'll wait for the unboxing.
Oh, okay.
It's lucky he's forgotten. Great.
I can't wait for it.
Right.
I
feel so valued.
Yeah, okay. It's gone in and out of my head completely.
Yeah, remember when we discussed my pay rise? And you agreed. Anyway, let's move on to the next segment. Judge Dredd 2.
Okay. Judge Dredd 2. All right. Another competition. This time you have a chance to win $4,000. Actually, it might even be 4,000 euros. I don't know. But we're not giving it away. Someone else is. Does anyone remember the original Judge Dredd segment? That was the segment where we looked at this competition. AI judged photo competition by company Xire, which has been running for a month. It has 10 hours and 51 minutes left to go. If you'll remember, the winner gets $4,000. I think second place gets like 1,000 or something like that. It is judged completely by AI, and there's still time for you to enter. Bruce Moyle, great, this thing. Bruce, don't be disappointed just yet, because what we're going to do, we're going to go look at the current top 20 of this competition, because as soon as you submit, you're on the leaderboard, and this is 20th.
Fake.
This is 19th.
Oh, that could almost be real.
I think it is real. Like, because I can see this closer. I think it's real. It's not great. The eyes are soft, but the metal is sharp. But the eyes are soft, so I don't know about that.
I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
A different version of it was on this competition because we had a quick look at these when it started, like just under a month ago, and there was a different version of this guy jumping over water at sunset, but I think it was pretty sure it was horizontal. So it's in there. It's just massively over processed. I can't zoom in on it, but there's a lot of noise in the genes and stuff that is pushed to get that up. But anyway, all right. Apparently AI loves people smoking. It really ranks them highly.
That smoke is fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you know?
Because it just looks it.
Yeah. I would agree with Greg.
I mean,
yeah,
it's
wow.
intense makeup.
Mm.
If it's real.
I can't tell. I couldn't
So
confidently.
just before we go on, the terms of the competition was that you can't submit AI images.
No,
is that right?
No, they're not. They're not allowed to be AI pictures, but they will be judged by an AI algorithm, auto judged. But it must be a real photo, and it even says in the T's and C's that they will contact you to get the original file if you're a winner. So you can't cheat and just put an AI photo in there because AI loves AI.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's whip through some of these and get up to our top three. All right, people fishing at sunset in Vietnam. It's got an insanely strong vignette, which looks like either
and more so on the top than the
incorrectly installed lens hood or the filter, too many stacked filters, something like that. Yeah. Certainly, worthy of a 14th.
They've cropped it crookedly.
Your horizon is crooked.
No, your horizons were crooked. Don't make me bring up those photos. No, they've cropped it after they've vignetted it. There. It's really looking at color contrast. Yeah.
Is that where you think it's the AI and somehow it would be figuring out composition or something? But anyway, so we got this one very, very dreary and drab and
dark.
Just could be a phone photo. I'm not sure. Okay. Where are they going?
I don't know. That feels misplaced. As in, those people don't seem to belong in a desert.
They might. You don't know. Maybe the desert is nearby.
I reckon it's fake.
Okay. There's this one again. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Yep. The lady, shocked lady in a steam room, an old steam room. I call that one. Okay.
Very cool.
Where are we getting that music from?
I don't know.
It's coming through my thing. I'm getting the music. Can you
I'll
guys hear it?
Yeah.
Is it on this website? Maybe they put a backing track.
No.
I think it might be.
That's not.
Where's it coming from?
I don't know.
I think Kate's watching TV.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right then. That's an epic cosplay type setup.
Yep.
Fake background?
I don't know. I think the foreground's fake.
You think it's all fake?
No, well, I think that they've over edited the face.
That's pretty common with that sort of fantasy stuff.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
I reckon it's a real bird.
Yeah. Probably.
Okay.
Oh wow, it feels like a CD cover from the 80s.
Yeah. It's interesting.
How many people is there 20 people that have entered this?
Well, I don't know. It's the top 20. Why you keep seeing Klaus's name?
No, it's just like they're like, I don't know. They're okay. They're not.
That's the point I was kind of getting at. If anyone wants to throw a Hail Mary into this comp, you might get $4,000. You've just got to, if you got an image that's going to beat these in an algorithm. You know?
Yeah, beautiful portrait, but not a crazy. Yeah.
This one's weird. I actually saw this the other day when I was checking this, and
that doesn't look right.
Something doesn't look right about it.
I mean, it could be, compositionally it's sloppy.
But
they've elevated the reds to bring the dress up, and as a result, they've brought the steam engine's running gear up.
Yeah, but even the guy on the right looks how he's lit, and the people behind him look muddy.
There's something odd going on with this photo.
And then the kid and the conductor.
Could be a composite.
Does anyone read?
Apparently AI still likes spot color.
Yeah.
It's a bold choice.
Bruce says, I would feel dirty having your name next to company, I think, if you won. Look, maybe Bruce, but like, you know, 4,000 euros. Yeah.
For $4,000, Bruce.
I'll take the $4,000.
Yeah. I'll sell my soul.
Here we go. What do you think, Jim? Give us the boudoir breakdown.
There's a lot of lines going through her head. Like I can count 3 lines going into her head.
Oh, you want to be careful throwing stones there, old liney head.
Hey,
is it black and
you've
white
got a
except for his
rainbow.
skin?
You got a rainbow going through your head, Justin. Don't talk to me.
My background's beautiful.
Is it black and white except for her skin?
No, it's just
No.
desaturated. It's like they've thrown a filter on it. It's very desaturated.
There's still color, but it's like almost everything's grey. It's a weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
Nice photo.
Another portrait.
Yeah.
It's very heavily processed skin.
Yeah.
Yes.
To the point where it almost looks flat.
All right, we get this. So hang on. So at this stage, this is getting money. This is third.
Mm-hmm.
At this stage, this is getting money, and then this one is getting more money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it's a good shot.
Yeah, I think it's a good shot too.
Like it's better than some of the others we've seen. Better than the
looks more
train
real.
photo that was only a few clicks away.
It's the realest looking photo so far. Yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And Bruce says skin blur for the win. The one with the boat is a paid for shot. Yeah, I think that's what is getting me is like, it's not real. And that's fine, but it's not a good enough photo for a
In what
paid
way is
for
it
shot.
not real?
You pay with Glenn, you pay this guy to be in your photo.
Okay.
And he'll paddle out there. So it's not like you just captured this amazing moment in a faraway land. You paid him and he went out there and paddled around. You take his photo, which is fine. But then if you're gonna do that, like Glenn's got these ones that are just like epic because you pay them so you can actually put them where you want them to be in a an absolutely epic photo. And this doesn't have that level either. But also AI is judging it, so it's not a bad photo at all. But I mean, I think this one's getting thousands of dollars. And then here we go. We're going to number 1, the $4,000 money shot of Xire's AI Judge Dredd end of the world photo competition where photography no longer matters. Is this photo?
Interesting.
It's the color. It's like Bruce said. Although the other one wasn't, but it was stronger contrast.
Hey, it's a good shot, but it's not.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. It just.
I'm depressed now.
Are you going to enter?
I'm sorry.
I mean, I could throw something in there. I don't think I'd have anything that would beat this.
What about the photo we created the other day?
Do you want me to put it in?
Yeah, but can we update it and make it so that the man that's buried in the ground with the chickens is actually smoking? Because that might actually make us win. Can we add that?
And spot color.
This is color, so. Bruce is sort of saying, it's okay, but it doesn't say anything. But also, how would AI interpret photography saying something anyway? I guess, but
it's not going to feel.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Anyway, that's that. We won't have to see that anymore. Who knows? Also, we might. Maybe I'll check it sometime in the next week after they actually finalize it, and the winners will be none of the people in that 20 because they'll flick them all out and
they'll get AI to make a photo so they don't have to give away a prize.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe what they do is they put like not the best photos in there, so then you're like, I've got a shot. So then more people enter. More people either you pay to enter.
It's like the Carney games where they have someone like knock the cans down. You're like, I could do that. And then the cans are glued there. Refresh it and see if it's changed. All right, let me check.
Yeah, imagine if every time it was a whole new batch.
Just a new batch of photos. Nah, still the same. The whole 20 is still the same because I can see them as thumbnails. Yeah, the top 20.
I still say we should submit the half-buried chicken man. But just give him a ciggy.
First place gets 4,000. Second place gets 2,000. Third place gets 1,000. So the guy in the boat's getting $2,000.
Probably cost him $5.
US.
Oh, it's US. Okay.
I don't know. Seems a little crazy.
It's a little disappointing.
But, hey, they can give away their money however they want. But
we all know that it's not really about the competition.
No, but it's just AI. AI judging, I guess, is only looking for the same sort of level of stuff that it would make. It thinks
Which
whatever
is why
it makes.
Half-buried chicken man would be a winner.
Yeah. I mean, I could put it in. I need to put my email in though. Is there an issue?
No, they're gonna scam you for.
Just put Jim's.
I'll do Jim's.
Yeah, right.
Jim. I'll just see. Jim at.
I know a lot of your emails, Justin.
I'm just.
I can start starting you up for everything.
I just can't do it. I can't do it with a Lucky Straps email. So just let me do this, okay? It's for the show. It's important.
With your Justin and Jim email.
It's important. Let me just search chats for chicken in ChatGPT. All right.
So
I feel like Chicken Man won't go. Image description. What's the description of our Chicken Man? Do I need to show it for anyone that hasn't seen it yet?
Yeah, go on. One last look.
Right. One last look at our image submission. Oh no. Oh, Rick Nelson's done it. Rick says, I entered 3 photos since the start and ranked 50th or worse. It's a weird concept. Were the photos good? Like, do you think they're better than what's coming up on there? Is it some other weird ranking? This is our Chicken Man for anyone that hasn't seen it before. AI made that for us.
I still think
to enter this competition.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to...
But won't it know that it's AI?
I don't know. How does AI work? AI doesn't know. So, okay, Bruce Moyle says, problem is that someone that wins will try entering other comps and get crushed, but point to the AI comp as a way to legitimize themselves but not accept human critique. Probably.
Sounds like all the wedding awards.
Oh, yeah, the fake wedding awards that are just money makers. Yes. All right. Let me focus on Jim's details. Oh, yeah, it can be a PNG. Of course it can. Oh, no, it's not going to be big enough. Must be... Oh, no, it's just big enough. It must be at least 1,400 pixels. And ChatGPT made that image for us at 1536 pixels. So that's quite convenient. Rick Nelson says, I thought he says his images were far better than those, and he thinks Chicken Man will win as it's authentic to AI. Paul says, what's to stop AI training itself on poor quality AI? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's my biggest gripe with it. Is that, all of these, when they harvest all these images or when people submit images for the culling, AI culling software, and it learns, it's just going to keep making itself dumber.
Can you please give me the image description for Chicken Man? Oh, no, I'll just get ChatGPT to do it. Anyway, never mind. Can you please give me a description of this portrait that would suit an exhibition?
Brendan Waits has said, "Goddamn Skynet." If you know, you know.
We're just going to get our description. Oh yeah, rebirth in the autumn of life.
Yeah, let's go with that.
In the evocative.
Yeah, do you want me to read it? Hang on.
Yes.
I can't read it and have Chicken Man up at the same time. Damn it.
Make your screen skinnier.
Long. Okay. In this evocative fine art portrait, an elderly man stands beneath a radiant beam of golden light that cuts through the twilight of a dusky meadow. Surrounding him are 3 hens, emblems of life, constancy. Constancy. Is that a word? Emblems of life's constancy. While a single yellow chick rises gently into the light, a visual metaphor for renewal, legacy, and the cyclical nature of existence. The subject's upward gaze captures a quiet reverence, suggesting the reflection not on what has passed, but on what continues. With painterly textures reminiscent of Baroque chiaroscuro, this image balances mortality with hope, grounding the universal theme of rebirth in the humble symbolism of the everyday.
There you go.
Chicken Man.
That's a winner.
I'm just going to put rebirth in the autumn of life. Oh, and then I'll just use that last line. This image. Yeah, perfect. Command C. Command V. Oh, cuts out. This image doesn't quite fit.
There's a lot of people hanging around for this.
Sorry, guys.
and look, and I'm not sure why.
they got nothing else to do, or they're AI bots.
Like I'm on the stream, so I have to stay. But...
Oh dear.
Of every day.
Just while Justin's doing that, I just want to remind everybody that this is the Camera Life podcast, proudly brought to you by Lucky Straps, makers of leather camera straps from Bendigo, Victoria. Head to luckystraps.com, use code Jim, code Greg, or code Justin at checkout to get yourself a nice little discount on any Lucky Straps branded products. And also just remember that we run 2 shows every week. Monday evening, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, random photography show, which you've just witnessed here tonight. And then every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, we interview a photographer and talk about their craft and their journey and their work. And just to give you a bit of a heads up, we've got Luke Sharkey joining us this coming Thursday. We've got Andrew Chapman joining us for a quick chat the following Monday. Andrew actually shoots big surgeries like transplant surgeries. He will be in the theatre documenting them, and he's going to come and join us and talk to us about that as well. We've got guests lined up for months ahead, so make sure you like and subscribe and stick around. How'd you go, boss?
Submitted. Our rank was 43 of 3,181. So we beat Rick Nelson and we beat Exy because Exy got ranked 493. Sounds like maybe it's a bit of a scam on the back end. I'd love to know. For instance, 43. No, I'd love to know if Exy remembers what it said. 43 of 3,181. I wonder if it's going up or if it's just random, or I don't know.
Yeah, it all feels a bit cooked to me.
What do we got this comment here? Gareth Davies. Hi there. How are you all? We're good. How are you?
Hey, Gareth.
Finally caught you live. Is that the same AI contest you mentioned a couple of weeks ago? It is. We're doing a little recap on it just to see what happened. And so far, it finishes in 12 hours. The winning shots are not good. not winners. But we just submitted our Chicken Man, created by ChatGPT, and we only got 43rd. So
that's still pretty
no
good.
Chance.
So really, if you could redo Chicken Man, re-enter it, and see if you get better or worse, and then like look at what you changed, and then like just keep doing it until you get number one.
Okay. Exy says it is legit because he put his in and it was there were 3,180 submissions. Okay, so it is going up at each one. So the issue is we can only submit one a day, Jim. And I've already used your email.
Did you use mine?
Yeah. Of course I did. I'm not going to use mine.
If they start emailing me.
Why would I use mine?
I'm going to start forwarding them to all of your email addresses.
You might like this software. It's probably good software. Make more emails. I know. I need to get some burners for this sort of. I do have multiple emails, but I don't want to give them any of mine. Mine are useful. Bruce Moyle, imagine being last in this competition.
But it's if you're last, it doesn't necessarily mean you're the worst.
It could potentially be the best, most creative photo in the competition. AI is just confused. It's probably one of Bruce's. I submitted a few of Bruce's, so I didn't tell him.
Actually, that's a good point from Paul. What would happen if you just revenge it with the different description, same photo from someone else?
Yeah.
Resend it. I don't think...
Sorry, resend it. You're not revenge it.
With the same photo from someone else, I don't think it would... Yeah, I don't think it would matter. Oh, he's saying they do... Exy says they do IP lock. Really? So you need like a... what are those cool things? A VPN. What? Yeah. Wow. This is crazy. What anyway.
Paul said, tell your AI to talk to the XR AI.
I entered this into a photo. I don't know. They've given this too much time already, but I'm just going to do this because we're here now. I'm going to talk to ChatGPT.
So you don't have to pay anything to enter, obviously.
No, it's free. It's just an email collecting thing. Who knows if they'll actually give the money away? I hope they do. Like, I hope if they're going to do this, they at least do the full thing. Yeah. I entered this into a photo comp and only came 43rd. How can we improve it to get a higher ranking?
Did you tell AI that it's an AI comp?
Competition is judged by AI. I don't really have to change my spelling for ChatGPT, do I? The competition is judged by AI. Please make a new version that will higher chance of winning. Let's see. It's telling us why we likely ranked 43rd. Too painterly, abstract symbolism, lighting contrast, might be too dark and muted compared to punchier high contrast entries. Redundancy in elements, multiple chickens without distinct roles may read as repetition. This is great. All right. They're creating a new version based on this prompt. Okay. Symbolic clarity, chick equals rebirth, cracked shells equals transformation, visual simplicity, single chick, hands, focal tree, realism, emotional human connection. It's generating it now.
Grant would be loving this content.
I mean, this is... I don't know. Is this the worst podcast episode we've done, guys? Other than the actual interview?
We had an amazing start.
Meanwhile, ChatGPT just burns half a rainforest. I'll make sure I say thank you afterwards too. I've heard that's also bad.
Is it? As in, it uses more power.
Yeah, and if the whole world says thank you, that that has a significant impact on emissions and power usage. And then while this is slowly doing this, is there anything else we need to talk about on tonight's show?
No, I've pretty much covered all the housekeeping stuff. I just want to thank everyone for watching and listening along at home or at work or wherever you may be.
It's coming. That image is coming.
Oh, wow, this one looks different, doesn't it?
It looks very fake, and I can only see not even a full nose.
I wonder if he's still buried.
Oh, that's nice. Brendan says this episode's definitely in the top 93. Thanks, Brendan.
Speaking of, what are we doing for episode 100?
Whoa!
What happened there? Look at that eggshell. That's like
beautiful.
Eggs.
That's significantly better than the last one. I'll give you that.
All right. Greg, what's your email?
You already know it.
I need to send this to you guys. Someone else is going to have to put this up because my IP's flagged. So I'm just going to send it to Greg. Greg will have a burner email. He's one of those people. You will.
I don't. I've only got my work one.
It's worth. It's for the show. Come on.
Wow.
Chicken Man 2.0.
Who are you emailing it to?
Well, how many emails you got? You got any burners, Jim?
Yeah, I've got a burner. Yeah.
Yeah. Boom. I'll send it to Jim.
Okay. Right. Oh, I don't know how to log into it.
Okay. Chicken Man 2.0. I'll give you the link to the thing.
Yeah, do that. Make it as easy for me as possible.
Yeah. It's down the bottom of the page. Hang on. Submit here. Attach file. Maybe the last one I submitted, the file name was ChatGPT image and then the date and time. Maybe I'll just change the file name to crap.
Granddad with chicken.
No, we had a whole name for
it. Rick said it's for work, Greg. That's right. And Richard said Greg at fujifilm.com.
That's nice.
That's not his burner account. That's his work email. That's right, Richard.
That's the one that sends me the royalty checks every week.
Yeah. That's it. Chicken Man 2. So I'll attach that. I guess you'll also
send it to my. You're gonna send it to my normal email, are you?
Yep.
Yeah.
I just need to get you the description. Rebirth in the autumn of life. Sent. All right. Get on it. It's very important.
Why are we still doing this?
I don't know. While Jim's doing that, Greg probably needs to go to bed. But I'm really interested to know.
Dad, can't I stay up 5 more minutes?
Fine. You can stay up till we see what Chicken Man 2.0 ranks as. Exy, are you still listening? Because I need advice on my films.
Did you email it to me, Justin?
Yeah.
Which email?
Sent to Jim.
Oh, finally.
Yep.
Must be a big image.
If
I download this, am I going to get a virus?
Sounds like we're Teletubbies. Does that mean our audio's gone bad? Or is that just our general just our shows that shit? Okay, Exy's here. Exy, what black and white film would give me the most contrast? I want high contrast. And when you read the descriptions of all black and white films, they all say that they're high contrast. So, tell me.
I don't read German.
Oh, just change the language to it's in English. You can figure this out. Kodak 400 T-Max.
That's what he says. T-Max, Kodak.
Hang on. Fujifilm Acros 100. Ilford Delta 100. Ilford Delta 400.
Something fishy going on here.
Cine Still XX. It's fine, Jim. Just put your credit card information in.
I've already got it. You sent it to me, Justin.
Ilford Ortho Plus. Or Ferrania P30. Fujifilm Acros is technically Ilford 100. What? They tricked
Wash
me.
your mouth out, young man.
Are you saying these are the same?
They're not the same. Don't listen to Exy. He's like 12.
Bruce Moore says Delta 3000 because basically more ISO is more contrast. Really?
All right. Do you want to know where we ranked?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
114th. We got worse. Hang on. That says 3,181.
Yeah, it does.
But maybe it booted us out because it was the file name literally said ChatGPT. Maybe it's possible. Exy says yes. Acros is repackaged Ilford Delta 100. Okay,
Yeah, what have you signed me up for?
you'll be right. All right. Well, okay.
Let's
Exy,
call
final
it.
question. What film should I put in my Sprocket rocket first? Anything?
I'd go to T-Max.
Anything? I thought color would be more fun. I was actually thinking either Kodak Gold because you just burn through it.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. I don't think I should put my really expensive Ektachrome reversal film in there because I don't know how to use it. I don't know, Fuji 400. Anyway, Bruce says go gold. Exy says T-Max. Okay. Gold or T-Max. I'll see. I'll see if I'm feeling tomorrow.
Do both at the same time.
You can't do that, Jim.
Yeah, you can. Just see what happens.
Yeah. Why can't you?
Rodney says gold. Exy says, oh, wait, Fuji 400.
Mm.
Look what else I bought, Exy. Man, come on. Can you see? The rumors are true. They're back.
You're a harsh man.
Not really. I found it in my office while I was cleaning. I found it. No way.
He doesn't know how old it is.
I found it. I don't know how old it is, but it is still good to go.
Yeah. Why not? Give it a shot.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I'm going to call it because otherwise he'll
late.
sit here pulling shit off his shelf all night. For those of you
Wait,
watching,
another box.
for those of you watching and listening along live with us right now, thank you so much for joining us tonight for the Camera Life Podcast Random Photography Show, the Ballarat International Photo Biennale edition. Yeah, I've run out of words. Jim, you got anything to say?
Code Jim for 15% off at luckystraps.com.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. If you're still here, good job on getting through the last half an hour.
Yeah.
We started off really well with Vanessa, and I feel like we've dipped.
Yeah,
we'll get these
indulged
Monday shows.
too much.
We'll get them back on track. Back on track next week.
We'll see.
Yeah. I'll put together a good show, good running sheet. Brendan says thanks for the light entertainment, gents. Paul says good night. Rodney Nicholson says fun. Light.
Keyword light.
Bruce says thanks. RXA good night. Oil. Can't even talk. Gareth accurately says could have bought an X-Half with all the cost of all those films. Could have, but it's still a toy. Turns into a hangout. Just needs some beer. Yeah, I've got non-alcoholic beer. Does that count? All right. Shall we?
You. Yeah.
Let's call it. Thank you, everybody, once again. This has been the Camera Life Podcast, Random Photography Show, episode 93. What is it? The 30th of June, 2025. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Justin.
Thanks, Greg.
We'll see you on Thursday morning, everybody, with Luke Sharkey.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Back on Thursday.
All right.
Excited. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Rick. Thanks, Brandon. See what you did there. Yeah, I see what you did there.